Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to give some autumn book reading recommendations because autumn is finally settling in the UK. Well, it was cold today to the point I couldn't feel my fingertips, so it's definitely the perfect time to start reading my autumn books. These are books that I have already read, so I can give an honest review on them and how I thought about them. And there are some different genres in here, but they are mainly mysteries and thriller kind of books because that is kind of the vibe I always get from fall. But yeah, let's go through them. Okay, starting off strong, we have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I read this last year, September time, and I absolutely fell in love with this book. The book is about a girl called Addie LaRue, and she has lived for centuries, but she has a curse that means whenever anyone breaks eye contact with her, they forget who she is. So she goes throughout history and she shows up in famous artists' paintings and in books and literature, but no one knows who she is because she's this mystery girl that they always forget. It's this whole story of her life and finding love and finding the idea of mortality, where she is immortal, and going through life and figuring it all out. And you get two points of views. You get her before becoming immortal and making a deal, and you have her whilst she is immortal and talking to the person who gave her the curse. I absolutely love this book. I love that there is kind of a subplot of romance, but it's not like the main focus, and I love that the book is slow, because I feel like the idea of a book being slow is smart for a book about immortality. And I dislike the people online like, oh, it's so slow, all of this, all of that. It's definitely a difficult book to get into in the first like 50 pages, but it's because of the idea of the immortality of being alive for so long is slow, and it is boring, and it is difficult to live as. I really recommend this book. Next up is the Inheritance Games trilogy. I read this all last year as well, and I think they are perfect for autumn. They are a light-hearted mystery, and I had a thrill reading them. I read them so quickly. These books are about a girl called Avery Kyle Grams who inherits billions of dollars from a man she's never met before, and the entire plot of the books is her figuring out why she inherited it and figuring out mysteries along the way with the four brothers of the person who gave her all the money that she inherited. So I really love these books, and at the moment I'm reading The Brothers Hawthorne, which is, I don't know if it's part of the series or not, but it is the fourth book related to these people, and I'm really loving it at the moment. But I really do recommend these books if you're looking for a light-hearted mystery. If you are looking for a bit more of a serious, crimey thriller mystery, then I 100% recommend A Girl's Guide to Murder. I only have the first two because I'm lending out my middle one at the moment, but I finished these recently, and I can 100% with certainty tell you that these are some of the best thrillers that I have read, and I love thrillers. So I 100% recommend them. The first book is about Pippa Fitzgerald, and for her EPQ, for her A-levels, she is going back and she's trying to solve the murder of Andy Bell and Sal Singh. And the second book is about her. She has a podcast and she's trying to figure out the disappearance of one of her close friends. And I won't spoil the third one because the third one is definitely a spoiler for the second book. But it is definitely a great trilogy, and I absolutely love Ravi Singh, and I love Pippa Fitzgerald. I think they're such a cute couple, and I 100% recommend these books if you are looking for a bit more of a crime mystery instead of a money mystery. And if you enjoy Holly Jackson's writing, then I 100% recommend Five Survive. I read this in my most recent 24-hour readathon with my cousin. We both gave it 5 stars. We think it was incredible. It was such a page-turning book for a book that was set in one place for the entire book, and I cried, my cousin cried. I read it in about 5-6 hours, and I read it in one sitting. It was so addictive, and I really recommend it if you're looking for, again, that crimey thriller. This one is definitely the scariest of all of Holly Jackson's books I've read, because it is an active thriller case. It isn't one that she's going back to like in Good Girl's Guide to Murder, but this one is about a girl called Red Kenny, and she is in an RV with 5 of her friends, and they break down but it isn't a mistake that they broke down. It was purposeful, and now they're trying to figure out why and who is actually trying to kill them. And as the title say, 5 survive. If you are looking for those creepy vibes this autumn, I haven't read many creepy books because I really struggled to find some that are new adult. I try and stick to YA as much as I can. But one book I definitely recommend if you're looking for that more creepy folklore side of autumn, and I 100% recommend House of Hollow. I read this last year around this time, and it was definitely a book I could not put down, sometimes out of fear and sometimes just out of the great plot and the characters in it. I really love the idea of this book with the triplets and them disappearing and reappearing later that week, and the idea that they went to this place that they don't know where and their hair colour changed to white. It's this whole thing of finding one of the lost triplets who has gone into that world again, and it's definitely a creepy mystery, and I really enjoyed reading it. I 100% recommend it to you. If you want a more in-depth review of it, then I have a video called A Week in My Life. I'll link it here, and it is a more in-depth review on that, but it was very good. If you're not looking for that like creepy side to a thriller, then I 100% recommend How We Fall Apart by Katie Zhao. This author is great. I love her so much. I need to buy the second one of this, but it is if Crazy Rich Asians met One of Us Is Lying, and I loved One of Us Is Lying when I was little, so this one is definitely a great book. It is about a group of school students who go to Sinclair Prep, and one of them dies. There is a person called the Proctor who is threatening to reveal people's secrets. They do not find the true killer of their dead classmate. It's definitely a good one, and I read it in about 3-4 days, and I definitely recommend it if you're looking for a rich upper class murder mystery. Then this is definitely a book for you. Now if you're not really looking for the thriller murder mystery type books, then I recommend Better Than the Movies. I feel this is a romance book that you can read all year round, but I definitely think it's more of an autumnal cozy read. To be honest, I feel like you can read any book in autumn because it's just the autumn of, it's the season of coziness, and books are very cozy in general, but this book is definitely very autumn coded to me. It's got a load of like rain scenes, and I absolutely loved it. Like, it's fully tabbed in there. There are some great quotes in here, and it basically follows someone called Liz Buxom and Wes Bennett. Wes Bennett is my king. I love him, and they are set on a mission to get Liz Buxom to date her forever crush, and they set up a plan, and the plan is if Wes can set Liz and Michael up, then he can have the forever car spot, which they are always fighting over, and I absolutely loved the chemistry in this. I didn't necessarily love Liz, but that is okay. You can love a book and not love the main character. It's fine. But it was a very good book, and I 100% recommend it if you're looking for a light-hearted romance this autumn. And if you are not looking for a light-hearted romance and you're feeling those I want to cry into my pillow vibes this autumn, then I 100% recommend the They Both Die at the End by Adam Silvera. I read this book like 2 years ago. I still think about it like every day. This is my Roman Empire. Okay, this book made me ugly sob for 40 minutes after reading it. If you want to see the video that I'm talking about, then it is the Books That Made Me Cry video. I will link that. And it's 100% one of the saddest books I've read. Matteo and Rufus are both called by death cast that night, which means you only have 24 hours to live, and they meet up as their last friend app, and they have a lovely last 24 hours together. I will not spoil anything, but it's definitely a sad book, and obviously, as the cover says, they both die at the end, and even knowing that, I still ugly sobbed. So, and finally, if you're not looking for any mysteries, any romances, and you're looking for a cold, hard fantasy, and you want to get into those fantasy moods, then I 100% recommend the Legendborn series. This is by Tracy Deorn, and I absolutely love these books with a passion. They are some great books, okay? I love them so much. To the point that I was reading this one and I got hot chocolate stains on it because I was so invested in Bloodmarked. This one is tabbed, not all the way, the second half is annotated. But these books are so good. It is a round table King Arthur retelling, but they all have magic, and our main character is Bree Matthews, and she's very smart, and she goes to college before being able to go to college. Like, she leaves high school early, and she witnesses a magical attack on campus at her very first night. The flying demon feeds on human energies, and the secret society, the Legendborns, hunt the creatures down, and a Merlin attempts to wipe Bree's memory and fails, and so she remembers everything she saw, and because of that it unlocks her own powers that she didn't realise she has, and she learns why her mother died, and it brings back the memories of how her mother died that night, and it's all about how she discovers the truth, infiltrates the Legendborn society, and reveals that they are descendants of King Arthur's Round Table knights, and she discovers the magical war that is about to go down, and she must decide how far she will go for the truth and if she will join the Legendborn society. And this carries on the story. I won't tell you much about this one because you need to read this one to know what happens in this one, but let's just say I am a Cell admirer. I love that man, okay? He is constantly dressed in black, he is morally grey, he is a grumpy enemies to lovers vibe, and him and Brie are perfect together. I do not want to talk about it. I hope that something happens between them. Hoping and praying right now. Tracy, if you were seeing this, please, please. Okay, you do not understand. I love him. That is all for today. I hope you enjoyed my autumn recommendations. If you do, let me know what one of these books you might be picking up this autumn to have a read of. And if you did enjoy this video, let me know in the comments or leave a like, and if you want to see more of my videos then please consider subscribing. I will see you soon. Bye guys!